good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It is I, the Southern Gooner. We are here for another fireside chat, impromptu fireside chat. But after today's performance, there must be a discussion. There must be a discussion. But before there is a discussion, I want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button as you creep on in here this evening. Let's get these comments up here on the board. Shout out to Mixology in the building. He has got to go. It is time for this manager to be moved on. Wolfang is in the building. What's going on, brother? No Zulu Warriors to be seen. No Zulu Warriors in sight, incoming at all, according to this manager. We'll get to him in just a little bit here. AJ, what's going on, brother? Glad that you're up with me. Footy Chats in the building as well. Ree is in the building as well, brother. Big, hey, man. I tell you what, Arsenal keep you up at night, man. You see what I'm doing? I'm supposed to be enjoying, watching a little bit of NFL football, teams trying to get into the playoffs, just you're watching a little something. And guess what? We here talking about the fumbling that Arsenal is doing on a consistent basis. Keep it real. Chelsea is in the building. What's going on, brother? Hope you are doing well. Y'all are doing y'all thing over there. Y'all are progressing moving towards another FA Cup or what have you, and y'all trying to take it serious, whereas we are still fumbling around. Darren, you are up late tonight, brother. How are you doing, my man? As usual, it's coming. Hey, we're getting into that realm that you like to see there. I think the worm is starting to turn just a little bit, Darren. And also hope you stay in the chat because I'm gonna drop the link if you want to come up, man. And tonight, I'm gonna just open it up to Arsenal fans tonight because we've got to have a therapy session tonight in regards to this team. Art, what's going on, brother? If he's not, it needs to be good. Should have been going after the game. Here today is in the building. We got a full house tonight. People are filing in. I'll get through these chats tonight as we go through the broadcast. Let's go ahead and get to the elephant in the room. Of course, I always like to bring receipts when we are here. Let's go ahead and get this thing cranked up here. Let's make sure I got this right. There we go. Let's do this right here. All right, let's go right on over here, and let's get this. Let's get this going. Let me see if I can get this thing straight here. Let me move this over here. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with it, brother. I got to get this thing sorted out. Let me see here. I do it this way. I think if I do it this way, it would be good. All right, cool. I just dropped this off. Y'all bear with me. Bear with a brother. There we go. All right. Here we go. If I can get this thing to play here.
Full football, man. Great patterns. Tore them apart, really. But ball in the back of the onion bag, as they say, right? You can't put the ball in the back of the net. I don't know. And a lot of it is just decision making sometimes from players. Players taking too long. Players making the wrong. Reece Nelson, he's through right at the start. Yeah. I felt sorry for Aaron Ramsdale. He would have got a beautiful assist, right? Chip the ball. Why are you trying to go around? And then even when you have gone around now, cut it back for someone, but the decision's wrong. I know he doesn't play a lot, but his decision was wrong there. Havertz had a couple of chances that header.
So I don't normally agree with Robbie on everything, but I will agree with him on this. We should have scored right out of the gate today. I mean, it was right there. Basically the first run of play, bang, should have been a goal. That encapsulates every single thing that we've seen all season long. Can't score. I don't feel like looking for him tonight, but we all know the stats. Just type in Arsenal goal conversion: 15%, 17%, 19%, 23%. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. But see, this is the problem. Chad. A lot of us we've sat here throughout the entire season. All right, and we've told people we can't keep winning this way. We're barely getting by. We're skating by. We're hanging on for dear life. We're hanging on for dear life. Oh man, but we beat Luton, man. You're not celebrating United. The United win. Oh man, these are not true fans. When you see what everyone else is starting to see now, it starts to make sense. We were on borrowed time. We've been on borrowed time for a while. I think Lee Ford told me today 4 goals in 6 games. That is crazy. That is insanity. And once again, we came out of the gate today. Bang, house on fire. How many times have we seen that this year, chat? We've been on house on fire. Bang, 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 bang. And then we look up, and then we don't have it. There's nothing to show for it. There's nothing to show for it. Nothing. And we're left holding the bag. Again.
From a corner, bang. That's where if you've got your striker, he scores it. And then numerous other sort of chances and half chances where Arsenal players are taking too many touches in the box. And that is where a lot of the fans that I've been speaking to today are saying, striker, that killer who just comes to them, bang. They don't hesitate. They don't think.
Well, see, the problem with that, see, this gentleman, several other people there, they were hollering Eddie Nketiah. He's in the room. Y'all know what it was. You know what it was. Let's find it. Let's find it. You know I got it. You know I always keep it on standby. Yeah, that's what they were saying. And so now you look up. He's not in the room. He's nowhere to be seen. There's no goals coming from anywhere. It's dried up. And now they're saying we need a killer. Why wouldn't y'all calling for a killer in August? In September? Or July, excuse me. In July, August. When we needed a killer. When we needed somebody. Instead, y'all were cheering on 65 million for a German paperweight. That's what people were cheering for. And now people are looking around begging for a striker. Well, I got news for you. We ain't getting one. We ain't getting one. We're not getting a striker. Because if we were getting a striker, he would have played today. He would have played today. And I'm going to throw another stat at you. We play Crystal Palace next, which is not an easy game. And then we play Liverpool again. That'll be 3 times this year we've lost to Liverpool. Because you know we ain't beating them in Anfield. 3. Today was the start of the complete capitulation for the season. We got about 2 more phases to go. Phases. And this season is going to be washed on up. We can go ahead and start getting prepared for next season. Because we ain't winning nothing this year. I can tell you that now. Not even going to be close. We'll be lucky to scrape Europe this year. We'll be lucky. But this crew in this batch were hollering for Eddie Nketiah. He's in the room. 50 million on Jesus, who's injury prone, but yet they bring up Kieran Tierney. Oh man, he's not reliable. Man, what player that plays for Arsenal is reliable when it comes to health? I mean, let's just be real. We have the worst record when it comes to players' health that I've ever seen. Sick bed FC.
It's just a natural thing that it just comes to them and they just bang it in the goal, because our front 3 players who were so good for us last year, who were scoring so many goals, are struggling at the moment to score.
Is it overplaying from the coach? Is it like a confidence? Like, what is it down to?
Can you blame that on a? I don't think you can blame that on a coach again today. I've got to.
I mean, at some point you're gonna have to look at it for what it is. Let's have a little history lesson, y'all. Have a little history lesson. I'm going to drop the link as well. Like I said, tonight is going to be Arsenal chat tonight. Let me drop the link in. You can come on in. I'll start bringing everybody in whoever comes up, and we'll have a nice fireside chat tonight. Link is in the chat. Mars, if you could make sure you make that a sticker. One of y'all can make that a sticker for me. Let's have a discussion. Let's go back. Let's take a few steps back. So when Unai Emery left, there was a team in place. Mikel Arteta came in, had 2 games. He had timeouts. He had water breaks, whatever you want to call it, empty stadiums. He took a team and he won the FA Cup. And that was not his team. That was a team. It was more like a caretaker role. And that's how I'm going to start referring to that whole scenario when he won that first FA Cup. It was a caretaker role. He just basically came in to kind of get things going, you know. And even at that, you know, Freddie Youngberg had already said that something's off about this. I just can't quite put my hands something off here. He just couldn't put his hands on it. But we'll say that for another day. So he wins the FA Cup. You know, everybody, oh man, Super Mikel Arteta, you know. And what did he proceed to do, ladies and gentlemen? He went right through that team with a knife and he carved it up. And then now you look up, he has a team of players who is in his image, who are based on his principles. And now you're seeing that this man doesn't have a clue. He's bought players for his system. He's bought what we don't need. He's $65 million on Havertz. You've got a player like Declan Rice, who's probably second guessing his career right now, thinking about what the hell have I done? Thomas Partey, we don't know what's going on there. Everybody's got a theory on that. He's injured. He's not injured. He's injured. He's not injured. You know, it didn't matter because if he hadn't got injured, he'd be playing right back today anyway. I mean, you've got so much wrong with this team right now. So much wrong with this team.
And Arteta, we played well. But to me, if anyone's going to say control and all that, no, we got into great areas. We've done the build-up play to get into the area, to get the shot off. But then players are then still holding on to it. I'm sure he's not, and the coaches are not telling them to do that. Shoot. Or, you know what I mean, make the right decision, get your shots off. And it was just today, bad decision-making, dwelling on the ball too long to allow defenders to...
But see, Robbie, we've been doing this all year. We've been dwelling on the ball all year. We've been dwelling on the ball all year. And so now it's everything that we've been saying. Everything that me, this gentleman, Lee, Chit, all of us have been saying. We've been saying that all year long. We've been holding the ball too long. We got Space Ghost. He's not passing the ball. You know, he's second guessing. You got the German paperweight. I mean, you just got everything. Now you got the jive turkey. Everybody's out. Everything is out of whack with this team. And I got news for y'all. It's not going to be fixed overnight. It's not going to be fixed overnight. You can rectify some of the problem. And we all know what that is. That's getting rid of this manager. Because this manager doesn't have a clue. See, when you're in a situation like we're in now, 1 in 7, Darren, 1 in 7, you have got to go and root out the problem. And you've got to bring in someone who can get a tune, as they say. Because right now, brother, this team is heading nowhere fast. Nowhere fast. That was shambolic, what we saw today. And now they want to change their tune because just last year, Darren, it was this. It was
leave United to have a go at the Europa League.
Don't say you will leave us. No, don't say that because I remember
bigger fish to fry. Now the fish is going stale. Everything is drying up. You can't go in that pond anymore. And now people are starting to look around. Fans are starting to see this for what it is, an absolute sham that this summer transfer window was. The winter transfer window was a complete and utter sham. We needed a striker then to get us over the line. We brought in Trossard. You ran him out of form. And now you look, brother, and we are sitting there exposed for the world to see. And I got news for you, Darren. It's going to get worse, brother. You just wait to Porto. You wait to that two-legged tie against Porto. And it's going to get real ugly. It's going to get real ugly. Shout out to my man, Darren. Eli is in the building. Gentlemen, Darren, I'm going to start with you, brother. What the hell do you make of that sham that we saw today, brother?
Well, I was talking to Warren on the WhatsApp during the game, and I'm sure I counted 7 to 8 chances in that first half. He's put Reece Nelson up front. Now, I'm not even sure if Reece Nelson was up front. Who's up front? Havertz? Is he up front? Reece Nelson?
Yeah.
Or is he in midfield? I'm baffled and confused. So, Reece Nelson goes through on goal, and he's just got the goalkeeper to beat, and he's in the penalty area. He bottled it. And are we surprised? This is a player that's mainly on the bench, doesn't normally get a look in, and all of a sudden he's thrown into the hotbed of Liverpool at home, third round in the FA Cup, which is a huge game, and he bottles it. And he's not alone, because Kai Havertz bottles a header 6 yards out from a cross, and he's the tallest player, if not one of the tallest players on the pitch. He had a free header, clear, bottled it, got his game wrong, right? So then you've got other chances as well. Havertz also had one where he could have slotted it and chose this lazy, tried to slot it to the right of the keeper and all this. Odegaard then gets a chance on the penalty spot where others have had a shot. It gets parried out. He puts it on the crossbar challenge. He does the crossbar challenge from the penalty spot, yeah? Odegaard, I wouldn't be surprised if he's permanently carrying a career injury, because when you look at this man when he runs, he cannot run properly. Go and compare him with Emil Smith-Rowe. Emil Smith-Rowe will run in a straight line. He'll be coordinated. Odegaard is not coordinated in any way, shape or form. He's actually probably adapting the injury that he's got to his game. And we are gassing this player up to be a well-beaten, world-class midfielder. I don't think so. Now, this is now coming home to roost from day one against Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace away. We weren't playing good right from the day one in this season, and we were getting away with it week in, week out. We've had 2 good performances. One was against a team, PSV, in the Champions League, where we looked very good because it was our first day back in the Champions League for 6 years. It was a novelty to these players. And see, if it's a novelty, they're all interested and they want to know, and they've got the hunger, but they haven't got any hunger to want to do it. They haven't got the hunger for this manager. He's lost the dressing room. It's a mess. Kiwior, yet again, first time I saw that player play in the Champions League away, I think it was either this season or there was a game last season, a cross come in and he ducked. He actually ducked, and the other team scored a goal. Now, today, he's come up. I'm sorry, he's meant to be a centre-back.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing as a left-back today. Okay, he's a left-back. He's not a centre-back. But he should have headed it out, and he's ended up putting it in our goal. Right? So all these things, it's a complete catastrophe that Arteta has set up. And to top it all, I've just seen his press conference, which I had forwarded to me, and there's more than one or two disrespectful, disgraceful things. This lot now are going on a holiday to Dubai for 2 weeks. The best thing Arteta and Edu and the board and everyone can do is say, cancel. Nah, no holiday to Dubai, lads. Go and book yourself into an army barracks in Britain and go and see the army and start getting trained by them to toughen you up a little bit. Never mind buying dogs for this squad. That's the sort of thing you do to your 5 and 6 year old child to make it a kind human being. Yeah. That's got no place in Premier League football or FA Cup football, buying dogs for players so you can stroke it and all this nonsense. Yeah. Absolute nonsense. And Arteta gets asked, why didn't you score a goal today? And Arteta's reply is, because the ball didn't hit the back of the net. It's disgraceful, this, you know, and then he comes out with, somebody says, are you going to get a striker? I think you need to get behind our current strikers that we've got now. So in other words, he's telling us, forget Ivan Toney, forget getting a striker. It's not going to happen in the window. So I concur 100%, Matt, with everything you say. Things are going to get worse. Crystal Palace and Roy, an experienced manager, are waiting for us when we get back off of our vacation to Dubai, right? And that's either going to go one or two ways. Either the boys are going to think, we've just had a holiday, we've been in the sun. Yeah, great. Yeah, we just watch Palace. And then all them silly fans in the stadium will just forget about all the last 7 games. Or it's going to go the other way, where Palace either get a draw or they beat us, and the heat is going to get turned up another notch. The heat at the moment is about a 6 or a 7 on Arteta. But we got to play Liverpool at home as well, right? So this temperature level is going to start increasing on Arteta, and I so want him sacked, ideally tonight. But we know that's probably not going to happen unless the board have seen this press conference and seen something he don't like. But are they really going to do that? Have they said to him, sorry, Mikel, you've wasted 60 million on Kai Havertz. We ain't giving you no money for a striker. Because if I were them, I'd be telling him that. What are you doing coming to me for money? You've just had £60 million. You've just had £100 million for Declan Rice. Why do you need more? This is your squad, Mikel. You've been wasting our money for 4 years. And yet fans are saying, we need a striker. No, we don't. We need a manager. That's what we need.
Preach.
That's the priority. Never mind a striker. A manager is the priority. And, you know, you can't dress it up. But the good news is, looking at the socials tonight, what I've seen after this result, a lot of people on the socials starting to turn.
Yep. Well, you know, it's going to turn a lot more, a whole lot worse before it gets good. Let me say, Eli, I'm coming to you in just a second, brother. Let me say this. A lot of people are going to look at this game against Palace. They always say, give me, we can beat Palace. Let me tell you something. It took a penalty kick to beat them. It took a penalty kick for us to beat them. And we're not beating Liverpool. I'm just telling y'all now, get ready. Draw, loss. That's what's coming next. And it's going to be a long season. Jesus out again. Out again. 50 million to add on to what you said, what those numbers you just added. 50 million for him, 30 million for Kivior, 28 million or whatever it was for Trossard. Look at the money this manager. Look at the money. Look at the money he's been throwing out. I told Gunn after our fan camp tonight. I said, get you a Wenger with just 175 million. Would have brought us at least 2 or 3 world-class players. And this manager has had ample opportunity. And it's the same old result. Week in, week out. He glossed over it this year because of the start of the season. We had an easy run in, and then here we go. Boom, everything falls apart. Eli, talk to me, brother.
Hey, what's good? What's good? Big up, Matt. Big up, Darren. Appreciate you for having me on, first and foremost. To get that out the way. Where do I begin? With my frustrations with this team and this manager. I never wanted this guy in the first place. Never wanted him. No experience. No experience. I don't care how long you served under Pep. I don't care. You didn't. You're not supposed to be doing your apprenticeship here at Arsenal. You're not supposed to be doing that. Like we should have. Like I mean, just think about it. Carlo Ancelotti was on the table just waiting for somebody to pick him up, but we went up. We went for Lego Head. Why? Why? Oh yeah, I know exactly why. The Kroenkes just wanted a yes man who will say yes to everything that they do. Yes to, oh, we're not gonna try to compete for the biggest trophies. We don't care. We just want the money. That's exactly what they got him for. And that's the exact reason why they didn't interview Patrick Vieira for the job either, because he was asking for that Arsenal job. And he had already done his apprenticeship elsewhere. He was ready for it. But no, they went with somebody who didn't have any experience that would just be like, okay, yeah, cool. Like it's just annoying to me that we've had ample opportunity to bolster the squad, from the early days up until now. And the fact that people are praising this man for what? One FA Cup that he bent all of the players who won it. You know what I'm saying? Like he got rid of Aubameyang, never adequately replaced him. Got rid of Ozil, never really adequately replaced him. Got rid of who else was it? There's been so many players that we've gotten rid of. Emi Martinez.
Martin, I mean, you could go down the list, Eli. We of the players he's gotten rid of, we is a full team. Full team.
Yeah.
Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinez, the boy that went to Schalke. Can't call his name now. He's went.
I know Guendouzi as well. Guendouzi got rid of him.
I mean, and these players have gone on to their other respective teams and done well. How I said it last week. Eli said it last week. How is it that we play Willian? Willian ran us off the park last week. He was here. Worst I've ever seen. Man. He goes over there. He's playing us off the park. What's the one variable? The manager.
Agreed. Like his tactics, I don't know what it is, what made him change so much from last year to this year, but we've literally regressed back into the 8th and 5th seasons. That's what it's looking like. That's literally what we're seeing right now, and people are too blind to see it. They're like, oh, but he could turn it around. Oh, but he did his job last year. Y'all are blind. Y'all are literally blind to the fact that this manager is too far gone in his head, too far up his own arse to see the problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if he doesn't want to see it or he sees it, but he doesn't care. There's so many players that we have that he could be given a shot to because some of the other players aren't, really chipping in right now. Like we see ESR and Trossard just rotting on the bench for what? We see Kieran Tierney being sent out on loan for what? Literally our best defensive left back that will bomb forward and overlap with Martinelli and give him the help and support that he needs. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, we can't seem to get these players over the line. Like Edu is, I don't know what's up with this guy, but he couldn't score on a brothel with his signings. Like seriously, like going out to go buy these players. We missed out on so many players. Just to name a few, Bruno G we were linked with. He went to Newcastle. Pakata we were linked with. He ends up going to West Ham. Kudus, same thing, ends up going to West Ham. Madison, we should have got him. He goes to Tottenham. Basuma, he goes to Tottenham. Musa Diaby going to Aston Villa. All these players that we were linked with that we could have gotten over the line. And if we want to go way back even further, before we even got Xhaka, we had a chance to get Conte in. But we bottled that too.
Yeah.
So it's like we have a history of doing this. Like what is it going to take in order for us to get these big money signings over the line consistently? Because we're a big club. We should be able to entice these players to this club. This great club that we have. Like it shouldn't be a problem. But
the thing is, there's so many off-field decisions being made that. Let's forget the football for a minute. Let's look at the strip we were wearing today. Yeah.
Oh, White, thank you, Darren.
White at home
against
in the third round of the FA Cup. against a major rival, right, which is the strip that our rivals only a few miles down the road wear at home, yeah? Now, if our board were anybody, they would say, great, let's do money for knife crime. That's fantastic. That's great. But let's do it at an away game in the cup. Don't you dare tell me we're not wearing the red and white at home. No, that's not happening. Those are the sort of decisions proper boards make. Yeah. Because it might not seem a big thing and people might laugh and say, oh, well, you're taking an old school view on it. But listen, right, these things can gnaw away at your subconscious and get familiarity, consistency. That's what wins trophies, yeah? All of a sudden, the players are there today and there's no numbers on their backs. They're looking around and it's weird. Yeah. It's odd, you know. I'm not making excuses for them. They should have buried 4 or 5 of them chances. But I'm just saying, if the board are not making decisions like that and saying, great, you want to have a anti-knife crime shirt and make money for the charity, brilliant, bring it on. Let's go and do it away in the Champions League or something like that, you know, but not at home to Liverpool in an FA Cup, or not at home at all. We wear the red and white at home, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Shout out to Jez in the chat, man. If you have not seen his fan cam over at Leeds, go check it out, man. I caught a taste of him right as we were wrapping up on the broadcast. I caught him over there with Tony, man. They were lit over there, boy. And I'm here to tell you, man, tomorrow's podcast with Lee and Kenny is going to be explosive. I'm just letting y'all know right now. It's going to be very explosive because we've all had it up to here with this manager. I want to say something too about that. I was so pissed off earlier this week when I saw those white kits. And this is my thing. This is my take on it. I have no problem if you want to, like you said, Darren, if you want to raise money for knife crimes, I have no problem for that. How about you just sell the kit online and don't wear the kit? Special limited kit, all proceeds go to whatever, it is what it is. You don't wear a kit like that, man. Not during the run we're on right now. We're 1-7, and we're putting on a white kit that looked like the light down the street. I thought it was Tottenham first team against their B team when I saw the purple at Liverpool, because Tottenham's third kit was purple. Yeah, it might even be now. And I thought, what are Tottenham doing playing at my football club? Why have they infested my club? Why are they having a reserve game? Yeah. You saw that today, man, and it's just you look, you see the lack of finishing. And we've been doing it all year. And I've been telling people all year long, we need a striker. We've
been crying out for striker for 3 years now. Ever since Aubameyang left, we've been crying out for that. Yeah, Ivan Tony.
Now it's well, man. We're gonna go in for Osimhen, and I'm telling y'all, if y'all bring Osimhen and Vlahovic and all these big names, if you think they coming over here, you are out of your mind. You are out of your mind. Well, Arteta's give that away tonight in his press conference. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there ain't no striker coming in the window. Yep. None. And quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm one who's called for a striker, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very, very candid with y'all. I don't want them to give him 1 red cent. He doesn't need another. Agreed. 100%. Yeah. He doesn't need another dollar spent. Not another one. You don't keep giving a fool money to spend like that. That's like a married man. You giving him money, he going to gamble it away. And you just, where's the money go? I don't know. That's exactly what's going on with Arteta. This man, they're spending it. He's spending it, but he ain't spending on what he needs. We're sending him to the grocery store to get eggs and milk, and he's coming back with candy, Coca-Cola, Guaraná. He's coming back with everything else but what we need. Everything else but what we need. And this joker here has put us in another hole, and now we got to sit here and deal with this. This is January. And I told Gunnar this today. I said, look at the last 10 games that we played for the season this year. And you find me what we win in the league. We ain't win no league this year, man. It's over. This season was washed. Last week, it's really been over for the last 2 weeks. But now it's starting to really, the rot's starting to set in. And with that performance last week and today, I knew we were going to lose, but not in the fashion that we did. 15 shots on goal, none in the back of the net. 15 shots on goal, 0 in the back of the net. Darren, Eli, let's talk about these substitutes. Did you see that again? Another week, another reactive substitution. Why does this manager not make substitutions when we need to make them? He waits all the way until goals are scored, and then he hits the panic button. He doesn't have a clue. Guess what? He did the same thing last year. He's doing the same thing this year. I told the guys earlier today, I said, do you realize that we're watching the same thing that we watched at the end of last season play out again? And we saw this, Darren, the year before last when we went from 5th. The year before that when we went 5th, and then the year before that 8th.
You got to feel sorry
crazy
for
about
Trossard.
it. Go ahead.
You got to feel sorry for Trossard and ESR. I mean, I personally think
Declan
ESR is a better option than Odegaard because he can run properly. He hasn't been fit for a long time, but the last game I saw him, when he come on against West Ham, he actually looked like his old self again. He looked like he'd lost a bit of weight, and he almost got on the end of Odegaard's cross into the box against West Ham, right at the end. But 3 minutes, he's never going to be able to do anything in 3 minutes. And Trossard is a player that he's one of the 5. There's only 5 players I'd keep in this squad, and that's Gabriel Saliba, Declan Rice, Saka, and there's one other. I can't remember. And Trossard, yeah. So they're my 5 players that I would keep in this squad. The rest of them, they can all go. I don't think any of them are good enough.
Eli, you was going to make a point, brother?
Yeah, I was just going to say all of his substitutions are predictable. I predicted every single one of his subs. I predicted every single one. I was like, all right, yeah, watch. I don't know when he's going to do it, but he's going to sub out. He's going to sub out Reece Nelson for Nelly, and then boom, just like that happened. And I was like, I didn't know who he was going to sub on for Eddie, but I knew he was going to sub on Eddie next. And who comes on? Our Lord and Savior, Eddie Nketiah,
the King of Zamunda.
Yeah, I was just like, yo. Right.
Did you see this week? Did y'all see this week that Arteta said he is not for sale?
I pray that that's false. I pray.
I hope it is too. I hope for Nketiah's sake, I hope it is. I hope it because if he ends up not going, it's just more ammunition to put on this manager. Let that man go. It's time to move on from that. It's time to move on from several of these players. And I'm going to quite frankly tell you this. If Martinelli don't shape up, it's going to be about time for him to get ready to go too, because he has been decrepit the last several games. Soccer stinking out the joint today. Stinking out the joint today. This is another week. This is what happens when you burn a player out. When you run a player in the ground, he runs him out of form. This boy is so out of form right now, Darren. And he's been playing like this he's been playing 3 full calendar years.
Yeah, it's not right.
That's not fair to that young man.
Not right.
Full calendar years. I thought a manager's job was to take care of players, Darren.
Yeah, when you look at the great managers of the 90s, Wenger, Ferguson, they'd never do that to any of their players. They'd give them a rest. But Saka never gets a rest, ever. He's always in the team. And the other thing I don't get, Trossard got a hat-trick up at Anfield against Liverpool when he plays for Brighton. How the hell is he not starting this game today over Reece Nelson up front or at least in the team somewhere? It defies belief and logic. And yeah, Trossard's got more skill in his little finger than Reece Nelson will ever have.
So does my dad.
Goonie, what's going on, old man? How you doing, brother?
Well, I'm just going to say all of Darren's predictions are coming true.
Hey, man, I
have to say West Ham and Fulham have shocked me, really.
Yes. From watching the club since about 99, 2000, I can say those are 2 of the worst performances I've seen at least in the last 15, 16 years. Absolutely, 100%. It's time to go. Big up chat, big up panel. Sorry, Matt, I got your invitation a little late.
No, it's all good, brother.
Kids basketball game and tournament all weekend, so yeah. So
I thought you might have been watching a little bit of this panic NFL football today.
no, I don't have much time for the NFL this year. Once the Seahawks are done, buddy, I'm out of it.
Hey, my 4-win Patriots didn't do nothing. So just Patriots the same boat.
There
The
you
same
go.
thing when I watch them. It's the same thing I watch when I watch Arsenal. It's time for that manager to go, and it's time for this one to go. So it's the same boat, man. It's good to have you, brother.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, I just when you look at how he's ran soccer into the ground, and you look at this, and he has never bought cover for this gentleman. I told Darren, you remember last year? Going, you remember this last year? We were a team full of midfielders.
Yeah.
A team full of midfielders. Everybody, who plays midfielder? That's a midfielder. You got Havertz. What is he? A midfielder. Running all over the place. He's out of form again. I told folks, man. People were like, "Oh, he's turned the corner. He's there. We got him." No.
They drank that Havertz Kool-Aid. That's what they did.
No. I want him to see him. I remember I told you I want to see him keep scoring. If he keep scoring every day, every game, he needs to be scoring a goal every game. Then I would have believed. No, I know better than that, man. I know better than that. $65 million on a German paperweight. And we are stuck with this man. And see, this is another topic that needs to start getting brought up. This needs to start getting brought up because let's play devil's advocate. We're having fun tonight. Fireside chat. Let's just play devil's advocate. Let's say they sack Arteta. Let's say they come in and say, you know what, we're sick of you. We done. They get rid of him. Guess what you got? The remnants of this manager is all locked in on this team. You got these players to these big multi-year deals, these absorbent wages. We're going to have to pay some of them to go, and we're right back at square one where we were when Arsene Wenger rolled out of here. We had junk still in this team that we had to get rid of, and it's the same old cycle over and over and over and over and over again. This manager should not be allowed to sign one player starting this month, and I don't want him to sign anything, not 1 cent.
He's not signing a striker. He came out and said that today.
I don't want him to sign anything, Goon.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Not even a janitor. I don't even want a janitor. I don't even want a dog
Big
walker.
Benz is available. He's available. 6 months loan. 6 month loan deal. I would do it. I would do it because technically you're not giving a cent to the manager. Technically.
But that's gonna be the best way. That's, you know what? You make a point, Eli. It's probably gonna be what they tell him. Hey man, you got to go find you a loan. You got to get you a loan. And Spurs just beat us to one. So you got to go find another one. Go find one. If they can find one, how's that they go do their business quicker than us? By the way, how's that?
They got 2 players through the door already. One of them I don't rate, but the other one, it is what it is.
We knew that, Darren, Goonie, we were in December. We knew what we needed in December. You mean to tell me you can find? There's no striker in the world that we can get a loan on in the entire world.
No. And let's be honest, normally you hear good, strong rumours, we're getting someone and agents and Fabrizio Romano and all this, but I heard nothing.
No, it's bone dry.
I heard nothing.
Because he's put all of his emphasis into Eddie, effing, and Kedia. When you give that kid the 14th shirt, that symbolizes something. That symbolizes that we're with you and through the long haul. Because it took time for Thierry Henry to get where he is, and now we get where he was and now is, right? The legend at our club of the new era, essentially, right? So Arteta's following the playbook. Yeah. He's following the playbook that was handed to him, and his interpretation of that playbook doesn't work. It's failed. 4 games now. It's sackable. It's sack time.
Yeah, definitely.
It's time.
Yeah. 4 goals in 6 games, Goon.
It's inexplicable. We have no penetration in attack. They don't know what to do. They're arguing with each other. It's time. The poison that Darren's talked about for the last 2 years has now finally seeped in through the squad.
Yeah. I mean, I watched that today.
The squad. Darren's been telling us this. Jez has been telling this. Many people in the chat. But I see my guy Darren, who's been saying it from the second I met him. The second I met Our guy Darren, he's been Arteta out because he knew this was going to happen. He knew the poison and the toxicity was going to get in the squad, and here we are. Why would any one of those players want to play for him at this point?
And that brings up a good discussion. Let's go into that. I asked Lee earlier today. Godfather, what's going on, brother Jazz? How you doing?
Yes, big up, brother.
I asked Lee today after I got on my fan cam with him. I said, is it now time for the players to start making that turn? He's like, yeah, we get to that stage. Because you're not going to tell me as an athlete, a former athlete, and as a coach, you're not going to tell me that you continuously botch it. You botched it last season, 93% champion. This year, Christmas champions. Fifth, eighth. Missing out on big name signings. Because they read the paper just like we do. They look at the paper. They see the players that we'll link to at one time, and you see those players go elsewhere. And then you look at this manager talking about a damn journey or destination, light bulbs, beat a potato, playing You'll Never Walk Alone at training grounds, coming out there talking about a damn dog after we just threw away a title. And then you look around today, out of two cups, they told us we were too concerned about the Carabao Cup. That's going down the toilet. FA Cup going down the toilet. And then you look around as an athlete and you look at the manager sitting over there. He ain't got no answers for you. He can't tell you anything. And you're going to tell me that they're not going to start looking around? I'm going to revisit this. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to turn it over to Jez in just a second. I'm going to tell y'all, I told y'all, Darren, you remember I said it? I said that Tottenham Hotspur game, that look in Declan Rice's face, you can't fool somebody that's been successful. You can't fool them. When they took off Declan Rice in that game, it cost us that game. That was all you needed to know about what was going coming down the pipe for this season. This manager is going to start losing. When we lose again to Liverpool and when we come off of that break in that second game, we lose again. They're going to start looking around. That's 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm not big of a historian as Jez and Darren, but I can tell you this. I don't remember seeing us lose to Liverpool 3 times in the season. Not long as I've been watching. Now, it might have been somewhere. I can't remember 3 times the way we've getting our asses handed to them by them. This is ridiculous. This is sackable stuff now. Just that alone, if we're talking about the history of this club, this is ridiculous. Jazz, I know you were hot today, brother. I could feel it I could feel the heat way over here. So I already know, bro. Take it away.
Cheers, man. Thanks for inviting me on. First of all, if I may, in a minute, I'll share this on my stream if I can for you, Matty.
Absolutely, man. I'm not getting
it's an absolute disgrace of what's happened at this football club. I do remember us losing 4 times in the season to Liverpool many years ago. But it's a disgrace, man. Liverpool were there to be taken today. They were not a good team, man. I mean, come on, they were poor. We had the opportunity to actually do some damage, and we just didn't do it. And seriously, it hurts me so much. I love the FA Cup. I'm spitting anger at this right point in time. I am so angry of what happened today. Seriously, man. I mean, that was rubbish. This man is an absolute clown. And I'm talking Arteta, right? Yeah. He is useless. Why, please somebody tell me, can he not mix it up? All he does is week in, week out, is change player for player. Yeah. He took off Reece Nelson for Martinelli. Yeah. Why not change it up a little bit, man? Change it. Bring on Trossard for Reece Nelson. Take off Havertz, put Martinelli at 9. If I can see that, yeah, you guys can see it. Everybody in the whole bloody world can see it. Yeah. But you don't have the ability, Arteta, to see that, then you need to go out the door bloody damn quick. You could have changed that game 3 times and you didn't do it. You waited again till Klopp brought on a couple of kids, right? And you sat there like an absolute arrogant prick you are and did nothing. And you wait. Why bring on Tross? I mean, you can tell I'm still angry now, right? Why wait until 5 minutes before the end of the sodding game and you bring on Trossard? What's the point, man? The game's done. You're 2-0 down. You're an absolute arsewipe, Arteta. You're an arrogant arsehole. And you need to piss off right now because you've ruined another bloody FA Cup. That's another trophy gone. And if anybody sitting here thinks, right, anybody thinks we're going to win the Champions League or the Premier League, then you need to go and see and have a serious talk to yourselves in the bloody mirror. Because this guy is an absolute arsewipe clown. Disgrace. Right. Arsenal Football Club, man. You're a disgrace.
100%. 100%. 100%. This manager has sat here again, gentlemen, and has wasted another season. This is going to be long and hard, man. This is going to be long. It's going to be the worst out of all the seasons we've watched failure. This will be the worst because we've got to endure it. We've got to
it's going to be, once we're out of all the cups or the only cup we're left in, and I ain't going to be long before we're out there. How's he going to motivate? Because we ain't going to win the league. We've lost 4 already. And I'm at a stage now where I feel like a neutral as an Arsenal fan. When I watch the games, I'm torturing myself over this because I always want Arsenal to win. But how can I justify wanting Arsenal to win when we've got this manager in charge who's not up to it? I can't justify it. So all the games, I'm a neutral. I watch the game, and if we lose, it's a plus because he might get sacked. And if we win, we win. But do you know what? It just prolongs my agony and a lot of other people's agony.
That's the
worst. Why can't we get rid of him now?
That's the worst feeling to have as a fan, Darren, is not caring. Because, I mean, you know, like, what else is there? I mean, it's brought all of us together. We've got to put all through this torture together. You know, it's just, yeah, it's maddening. He's completely out of his depth. Completely, utterly out of his depth. I couldn't agree more, Darren. It's like you get to a point where it's like, yeah, why would I ever want our club to lose? Ever. To change the manager. And
yeah,
I think that he's sunk his teeth so far into Josh Kroenke's ass that it's never coming out. Remember, Jess has said it, Matt said it, he bullied his way in. He found an opportunity where the owners were somewhat naive in what they wanted in a manager at the club. They had this great club, you know, Kroenke's looking at it like, who do we get? I think Arteta schemed his little ass way in there with his little Prada coat and, oh, I'm an Arsenal guy, right? Because I played there. I was at number 8. You know, I scored a couple goals.
It's a panic buy.
Snaked his way into that job. He snaked his way into that job because he's been holding the Kroenke's hands on pretty much everything. Like TJ said in the show, he was at, you know, Avalanche games, Colorado Rapids, MLS games there with the Kroenke's sitting up there pointing at players and explaining what's what. And if we saw the All or Nothing, he's trying to be an Arsene Wenger without the Arsene Wenger experience. Let's remember, Arsene Wenger was in football for almost 40 years before he came to Arsenal.
Arsene Wenger
in Japan.
No, dude, you took the word. I was just getting ready to say. I was just getting ready to say.
In Japan and Monaco.
Yeah.
For him to even get a sniff at Arsenal. I mean, it's just, we've gone downhill, and I feel bad for Jez, for Darren, and for the older fans who've been diehards of this club for 40 plus years or more, of course, and to have to put up with this crap. This is crap.
Yeah.
This is like we're no bigger really right now than Crystal Palace, West Ham. Wolves are playing better football than us. Luton is playing better football than us at times. Bournemouth is playing better football than us. Bournemouth. Fucking Bournemouth. I mean, What? I'm just
It's what we.
done, bro. I've never seen the team in this condition ever.
Gooney,
Maybe we're 20th and 8th, right? So we have been around there before. So I have felt it.
$700 million spent.
Bro, you know what we could have done with that money? I mean, everyone has players they want, but that's like 6 players.
That's 4 world-class players guaranteed. That's 4 guaranteed. Guaranteed. Not one. I want people to let that sink in. Sink in.
Almost
no,
this guy spent.
No world-class player has signed under this manager.
Nope.
Not one.
Not one.
That's telling in itself. They're not buying. Go ahead, Eli.
I was just gonna say the craziest thing is that our fans condone this and they make excuses for this manager. They make excuses for these performances. That like I was in a group chat talking to some buddies of mine. And they were like, "Oh, we went out the FA Cup. You know, I'm not even that bothered." What?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You're not bothered about losing? Are you serious? Are you serious? Bro, my head just went. My head went at that point. I had to leave before I said something I regret. Like I'm like, yo, how can you be a fan of losing? How?
I saw a comment on Facebook tonight. A comment on Facebook tonight. Oh well, it's not such a bad thing. We're out the FA Cup. We can concentrate on the league and Champions League now. And I'm just like, seriously.
I'm so tired of that bullshit, man. I am so tired of that bullshit. That this we'll just throw it away. Listen. Nothing is changing. It's the same old song and dance year in, year out. We're out of every. If I could find it, whoever starts talking this, I'm gonna go out and look for this statistic. I want y'all to see the failure of this man in these cups because it is shocking. I told Gunner this. His cup dossier alone should have him fired.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Just the cups. We ain't talking about league. We ain't talking about challenging for the title. We're talking about the cups. Just how we have just been sent packing every time we get in one. Sent packing. It's shocking, man. It's ridiculous. We're not even competitive.
The thing is, he just said it puts it and hits the nail on the head. Oh well, we're out the FA Cup. We can concentrate, right, on the Premier League. When are these fucking idiots going to wake up? So when we're out of the Premier League and when we're out of the Champions League, which won't be very far away, what are we going to go for next time? Oh well, next season. Oh well, it's top 4. Yeah. What is wrong with these bloody people? What is wrong? Get your lives together and understand that it's actually you need to have a winning mentality. A top level club goes for everything. You don't pick and bloody choose. You have to win and attempt to win everything. And it's an absolute shit show manager that we've got, and people accept this. Accept it. And that is what is keeping this clown, this absolute clown at this football club. And I am actually glad from what I've heard from friends of mine that were actually there today, they were getting booed. That team was booed.
Good. They need to boo more.
They deserved it. They deserved it. That performance was absolutely shambolic. Shambolic. Like as I was watching that, like I'm a younger Arsenal fan, so I also started a little later, you know, in terms of watching this team. But that doesn't mean I care any different for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I treat them as much as I treat like any of my other clubs that I follow. Like this is my team, you know, and it hurts. It hurts me when we go out like that. It hurts me when we don't score. It hurts me when I see, you know, my fellow fans saying that we don't care about losing and that we don't care about, you know, not trying to, you know, band together and try to get rid of this manager and try to, you know, hold this team accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like it just frustrates me. It's so frustrating. It's so, I just don't understand how people can be okay with losing all the time. 4.5 years outside of the one FA Cup that we won. and nobody's questioning this. Oh, but he's a young manager. Give him time. For what? For him to lose more and bottom more? I'm tired of this, man. Like I haven't even seen us win a title.
See, and that right there, alone is what I'm talking about. This man has the passion, but the problem is you've got another subset of fans. Doesn't matter because they've never seen it. But he has the passion, the desire. Who wants to support a loser? Who wants to keep supporting a loser? Especially with the new batch of fans. We're going to turn right around here, Darren and Jez. We're going to look up in 15 years. There's going to be City fans all over the place. Because we have a newer batch of fans coming into the game.
Yep.
For all this PR, for all these dogs, for all these all these knife kits, for all these 15 kits that come out, the Ian Wright collection, all this stuff, you're going to look up. It ain't going to be worth anything.
Well, right here, we're looking at it right now on paper. That's his fucking resume, excuse my language.
Oh, bro, it's all good, man.
X's on every single one of those milestones in his management CV at Arsenal. He's failed 15 out of 16 times. He gets a fucking 0. He would be fired from a corporate job. If I'm reviewing someone, and I've been a manager at engineering companies, industrial engineering, if I had a technician and their report card looked like that, I would fire him so fast, their fucking head would spin, bro. That is ridiculous. And that's it on paper for everyone to see. Everyone should look at that. Every single one of us who follow this club, that is your manager, and that's the legacy he's leaving right now.
It's embarrassing.
Right there on paper.
Let's go down. Let's go down this dossier. The infamous Olympiacos. Some of these the pain just starts to come back when I think about some of these games. 3-2 on aggregate. FA Cup 2-1. Chelsea. Oh, we won that one. That was with Emery's team. That was the one that everybody. That was the caretaker.
Gift.
Yeah, that was the caretaker team there. Caretaker. Then you look over at Premier League 2019-20. Finished 43 points behind first. Jesus Christ. Carabao Cup, December 20th. Man City 4, Arsenal 1. You remember that one, Jay? That's the one we were hoping last year. We were hoping that we'd do something. We got blown away. Then you look at Southampton, the mighty Southampton, 1-0. You look over there, you see Villarreal. We can't forget about Villarreal. We can't forget about that one. 2-1 on aggregate. Then in 2021 in the league, 25 points behind.
That's for me. That's the firing point.
Yeah, 25 points behind first.
They fired other managers for less than that, guys.
Well, he lost his first. He lost his first 3 games. He lost his first 3 games, and then the player that might have stopped him getting sacked, Aubameyang, who scored with 20 minutes left against Norwich to get 3 points. He ended up just kicking him out of the club, because Aubameyang wouldn't play left back, left wing, and striker for Arteta.
He loves that left back. He loves that left back. If you play for Arteta, when he brings you in, hey, I'm gonna need you to play left back sometime. He done it with everybody's gonna play left back under this manager. So you might as well he's gonna be right back and left back, Darren. You might as well get ready for it.
Hey, Saka playing left back too. It's crazy.
Yeah. You had Martinelli back that last game, but no, it was Jesus back that last game. So I mean, everybody's gonna play that position. Let's look at FA Cup 2022. Oh, Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 0. Out of that, threw that one. Remember that one? Oh, we don't need to win. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about it. We got bigger fish to fry. Carabao Cup. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0. Premier League 2021-2022, 24 points behind first. Just look at this. Just 24 points, 25 points, 43 points. The 9-11. Excuse me, not 9-11, but 2022 Carabao Cup. Brighton, the mighty Brighton, the Seagulls of the coast. 3, Arsenal 1. Look, City 1, Arsenal 0, FA Cup. Premier League 23. Spoil, man. This is right here. This is when you talk about icing on the cake. This was the one that did it for me. And y'all talk about a damn Porto when we come back from the break. Oh, I wanted Porto. We're gonna take care of Porto. We're not afraid of Europe. Okay. Well, Sporting Lisbon, 3-3 on aggregate. Send us home on penalty kicks. Y'all talking about we're gonna beat Porto. All right. 2023. 5 points behind first after bottling an 8-point lead in first after leading the league in 93% of the season. That right there, Oregon, Jez, Lee, Eli, everybody in the chat, that alone should have had him sent home at the end of last season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A club with ambition would have fired him on the pitch. Instead, you know how they rewarded him? They bought him a Labrador to catch his frisbee after practice. That's what they went and did. That's what they went and did. Carabao Cup 23, West Ham 3, Arsenal 1. Home we go again, and then as of today, Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0 in the FA Cup, sent packing again in about a month. Will be
and that defeat to West Ham 3-1. That's when the rot set in. So that shows you compete for every trophy. If you don't compete for every trophy and you throw one in the bin, the momentum goes.
Goon, I know you got to get out of here, brother. Go ahead and drop some heat, man.
Thank you again for having me on the show. This is the legacy he's leaving, everyone. This is the legacy. It's on paper for everyone to see. Shout out Darren, shout out Eli, shout out my man Jez. I'm sorry you have to go through this.
Oh, it's all good, brother.
It breaks my fucking heart, man, to see you so angry. It does.
The pain of an Arsenal fan, bro. The pain of an Arsenal fan.
I know, and everyone in there from the old school, I know it hurts you to the bone, and I'm sorry that this man is taking over this era, but we're going to get him out. So anyway, you all have a blessed day today or tonight. Tomorrow it's 1 o'clock in the morning over there. So thanks again, Maddie. It's great to see you in the chat. I'm glad we all got together late at night to talk about this because it's we need change. New direction in 2024. God bless you all. Thanks again. Peace.
Peace out.
What's up, Dal?
Jazz, this right here, what we're looking at, this is the resume of destruction.
Man, the guy should have gone, right? The guy should have gone in 2021. He'd had his time. He's proved his inability to actually win anything. The fact that we kept him there, right? Finished 25 points.
25, 24, 33
points behind first place. Does that not tell you everything you need to know? The guy is useless. The guy does not know what he's doing. It shows, and he has showed to all of us, to you, Matt, Darren, Illy, he showed his bloody arrogance every single sodding bloody season. He's outed players that are better than what we've got.
Yeah.
And yet he's still sitting there like an absolute arrogant piece of shit. It's time for him to piss off out of this football club. I'm telling you right now, we ain't winning jack shit this season.
No chance.
Yeah, we'll see the excuses tomorrow. We'll see it on certain channels. We'll see it. I'm not on Twitter because it's a waste of time.
Cesspool.
We'll see him on there. Oh, well, yeah, this, that, blah, blah, bullshit excuse, this, that, this, whatever, whatever. No. Look at the realist fact of it all. The man is a clown. He's a prick. He's useless. Right? No other football club in Britain, England, or in Europe would take his inabilities to do this. Arsenal Football Club cannot accept this any bloody more. We can see it all. We can see how crap he is. Right? Get him out. now before he does even further damage. We're in a January transfer window. We need to get players in. Who is going to come and play for this absolute fucking arsehole? Excuse my French.
Bro, there's no need to excuse him, man.
So angry. I am so angry. The fact that I haven't even gone. Normally, I would have like, oh well, okay, yeah, we lost the game, right? Fair enough. I'm not happy, but I'll go to bed. I cannot sleep tonight. I am so upset. I'm so angry. It's the FA bloody cup, and once again, this absolute bloody arsewipe has thrown it in the bin. We could have beaten Liverpool today. They were there for the taking. Yeah, no question about it. That was a poor Liverpool team. We had them, and we just couldn't because this absolute idiot put out a stupid team yet again. He made stupid changes, didn't make the right changes. Why can he not understand the game of football? It's quite simple. When things aren't working, you mix it up. Other managers do it. Klopp does it. Guardiola does it. No, because this idiot thinks he's better than anybody else. And he's an absolute fucking idiot. And he needs to get out of this club now. And the fan base are the people who will get him out. Because he got booed today. That team got booed today, right? And they didn't have the bottle to go and face the fans in the North Bank. They didn't go anywhere.
Nowhere near.
I heard a few boos at the West Ham game as well at the end.
Yeah, there was a couple of them in there.
There was a couple in the West Ham game as well.
Yeah, Kenny said they were giving soccer a little hell there in that game. Let me tell you something. The rot has set in on this manager. Hear this under the sound of my voice. This manager is on borrowed time.
Hope so.
He's on borrowed time. I've been telling people that last year was fool's gold. He himself, Darren, came out this summer, and what did he say? I almost turned it in. I almost hung it up. And for a manager to say that, that lets you know deep down in his heart of hearts, he knows he's going just about as far as he can go. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his face. Any man that's trying stuff with Thomas Partey at right back, the best midfielder, the defensive mid in the team, the start of the season, he ran Timber into the ground. First game for the club. First game. Jesus rushed him back. Hadn't been the same since. He rushed him back to sit Trossard down. And how did that work out? Still haven't recovered from it. You look at his dealings with players like Guendouzi. Look at his player like dealing with him Aubameyang. I tell people his resume speaks for itself. I don't have to sit there. I'm not making up this stuff just to make up stuff. This man is the windows, the money has been spent, the arrogance. Anytime, look at the Newcastle game. Comes out of the game, goes straight to VAR. And I'll say this again. I said it on my fan cam. I'll say it again. Instead of the club talking about winning an FA Cup and challenging to win this thing this week, we are locked in with a meeting with the PGMOL about a damn tackle on soccer. That's what we're concerned about.
Yeah.
That's what we're concerned about this week. With safety, player safety. When none of these cats on this team would have held a candle to when Duncan Ferguson and those boys were back there tackling. And they're concerned about this little tackling, these so-called tackles that they getting. These little niggles. I'll say it again. We need Zulu warriors across this pitch from top to bottom, including the manager. We need a hardened manager, a manager that's made of steel, who can navigate our team. This man is navigating us on a highway to hell. We are on a highway, a straight shot on the highway to hell. Because this is going to be a hellish season. And I told people at the beginning of the season that this manager had no clue of what he was doing, where he was going. And Darren, I'm going to turn it over to you. The players are starting this. I'm telling you now. You just wait. Next 6 games, we're gonna start hearing rumblings. You know, people want to try the so-called toxic positivity crew wants to come out. They want to use the Ramsdale narrative. That they want to use that narrative. That's not it. No. That ain't it. You're gonna start hearing about infighting very soon up under this manager. You just watch and wait, because see, they see the same numbers right here. They see this right here. Some of these players have been involved in just about most of the players that's in his team has just been involved with all of this. You don't think that wears on a player's psyche after a while? There's a reason why soccer didn't sign an extension. They had an extra year on there. And I'm gonna tell you this: Trossard might start looking for. Don't be surprised by the end of the month if he doesn't put in a transfer request. Just get me out of here, because he's wasted his what is Trossard, 29, 28, 29?
He's about 28 or so. He's
in that if you're gonna do it, you need to be doing it now type deal. Yeah. And if he not, he needs to move on. He's gonna say, I need to get out of here. He played Kivio today. You got Suarez sitting over there on the bench, just collecting the check. Cedric Suarez was sitting on the bench today. What kids has he brought through the academy since he's been here?
None.
Not a single one, Jez. Not a single one. At least Arsene Wenger would give us 1 or 2. And they would tend to be quality. You know, this guy is absolutely clueless to the fact of how to run and how to sustain a football club. He is clearly out of his depth. He should have been down there in the National League, down there with one of those teams, and doing something. Maybe they should have got him over at Wrexham. Maybe he should have been over there. No, they would have got him at Wrexham. They'd still be where they was at. So no, they actually progressing over there. They do it better over there. He's been there. They'd been probably going back the other way. But he should have been somewhere else besides Arsenal Football Club. And we said this since day one. People has chastised us. They say, "Oh, y'all are negative. You don't know what you're talking about. Go along to get along, and you need to be thankful. Who would you bring in? All of the talking points that we've heard for over the past year, and now that chicken is starting to come home and roost, and it's putting his chest out and it's roosting. This is, I personally, I am sick of this man. I am sick of him. I am sick and tired of him. Jez, I don't know if you caught this earlier. I'll say it again. I don't want him to. I don't want them to let him spend another red cent if he's in charge. I don't want another dollar spent under the auspice of this manager. Not one red cent needs to be spent again on this manager. We just need to lock it down for the rest of the year. This is what we stuck with, and then we just deal with it afterwards. Don't let him spend no more money, because every player that he buys, we're going to be stuck with this trash for the next 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
Next 5 or 6 years, we're going to be paying people £300,000 a week for the paperweight.
He should not be given another single bloody pound. Nope. He should be gone tomorrow morning, right? And we should be looking at a caretaker to get somebody in. I'm going to say this, people. I'm going to say this. Is it more important that we get in a striker or get in a manager?
Manager.
Yeah.
Manager.
100%.
Because I don't trust this man any further.
No.
I don't trust him. I would rather, at this point of this capitulation of what we're going through, is to Arsenal Football Club to sack that manager, this idiot, tomorrow morning, right? And go out, and if need be, go and get Conte. He's available.
Yeah.
Right.
Zidane.
We could actually just say to Conte, look, we'll give you X million pounds. Just come in. Let's get us over the bloody line, and then we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you. See how you perform to the end of the season, right? We're still in the Champions League. We're still in the potential challenge for the Premier League. Yeah. Let's see how you do. If you do a job, then we'll talk further.
See, I'd like to think the board won't just say, right, Arteta, you're sacked, and then give it to AirPod Albert to the rest of the season and Diver. I'd like to see the ball be strong, go behind Arteta's back, get a ready-made replacement in for the next day after he gets told sacked. That's what I want to see from the board at Arsenal Football Club. I don't want to see them sack Arteta and then go, oh, your second in command, AirPod Albert, can have the reins. No.
No.
Darren, you're quite right, mate. You're quite right. I think the whole point is, and I'm going to say this now, I'll leave it to the rest of you guys, is this club have got to show some bollocks, right? And say, we can't take this anymore. You've had your chance, Arteta. You've had your chance, man. You failed, right? Now we're going to have to make a move, and you're out the door, man. Yeah? And if we need to bring in AirPod Albert, yeah, temporarily, what they should be doing is, as you said, yeah, going behind the scenes, going behind his back and say, right, let's get somebody else. They won't do that.
No.
They won't do it because they haven't got the balls. And the reason they won't do it is because he's the Mr. Nice Guy with the Arsenal management. He's a yes man. He's arrogant to the players. Edu obviously sucks him off, and that's they're in cahoots all the bleeding time. Yeah. And I'm sure there's absolutely something going wrong there for sure, because some of the deals that have gone on and some of the players being brought in for what I do never know. So you have to look at the fact, get both of them out. Get them both out, because it's all things are not happy there. They might be happy together because something ain't right. And they need to sod off out this football club, because until they go, nothing's bloody changing. And it's a disgrace, an absolute bloody shit show disgrace.
Yeah, I just the day, man. Like I said, I watched the game in real time, and it's just when you just watch it, we can't score, and you just watch, you see Odegaard, you see Space Ghost, as I call him, Space Ghost, coast to coast. He's just same old. Soccer,
Weak.
same old.
Weak.
Everybody was clamoring for Ramsdale. 2 goals again on him. Darren, another double. He got another set of goals put on him. Dinking over the top. Then you look at the strikers, the so-called strikers. You put the Giraffe up there. He can't score. I mean, the whole team is done.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
There's no combination play. There's no
nothing.
Even Gary Neville, who I don't like, but I've got to respect him. A couple of weeks ago, I think we lost. Who was it? Against Fulham, or might have been the West Ham game, or it might have even been Liverpool, a 1-1 draw away. He said the front three don't link up. So Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka, when do you ever see them all interlink? And they don't. Either Saka tries to take the left back on and the left midfielder on who's doubled up on him, and then he has to track back and then pass it back into midfield. Jesus just zigzags and runs around everywhere and breaks his knee every 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And Martinelli is the Brazilian Martin Hayes. So overrated. When he does go through, most of his shots, he hits straight in the goalkeeper's chest, puts down the goalkeeper's throat.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. He had 2 or 3 chances, clear-cut chances. He beat the player. I mean, it's just shocking. And you know what? He's gone
downhill
under this manager.
He's got worse.
What?
He was better than this 2 or 3 seasons ago.
He's got worse. He's
You know what?
Go ahead, Eli.
I was gonna say the craziest thing. His first year that we brought him in, guess where he played? Striker.
Right down the middle.
And right down the middle, and he scored 10 goals in 12 games. 10 goals in 12 games, and he's gotten progressively worse each season, barring last season, where we had that anomaly of a year where we were just creating overloads after overloads. And I still don't understand why we had to change that. Like, why did we change that? It was a formula that was working. And the only reason we capitulated last year was because of the stupid decisions that the manager was making. And because of that, it filtered down to the players and they started making stupid decisions. Like it's not like I don't hear this, oh, it was because we lost Saliba. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that. Because if we was a true title contending team, we wouldn't have capitulated like that. We wouldn't have drawn at Anfield. We wouldn't have drawn against West Ham. We wouldn't have drawn against Southampton. We wouldn't have lost those games that we lost. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that was all on the players. It was the manager and his system and the fact that he makes these stupid substitutions. And people say, oh, give him time. No, get him out the club yesterday. Seriously, I'm done with this. I'm done with this fraud. I'm done with this arrogant prick. I'm done with this dude. Like I just want to see somebody that can have us playing fluid football that will blow these teams out the water. And then once we blow these teams out the water, then that's when we can sit back, relax, just ping the ball around, and then possibly get more goals out of that. That's how this team should be playing. Not this pragmatic nonsense where we pass from side to side.
Party it right back.
To front. Yeah, it's just like, come on, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you trying to shoehorn this kid that we know he's been playing like trash for 3 years? We've seen it. We've seen 29 play like garbage for 3 years in every single position. It's not just one position that he's failing at. He's failing at every single position, but you go and buy him for 65 million. We could have easily got Kudus and Madison for that same amount. Would have got covered for Saka.
That was not to cut across you, but that right there is prime example of his arrogance. He knows he can't get anything out of 29, but what did he do? When he spent 65 million on it, I'm gonna prove all y'all wrong.
Yeah. And the biggest question for me is why haven't we seen Rice and Partey in midfield? I mean, what is wrong with Partey? What is he injured?
I got a theory. I got a theory on
that. Manager.
That's what I think.
Last season's success was mainly down to Partey. The bloke is a genius. He'd get the ball on one foot, transfer it, trap it, and then in one movement with his other foot, he'll knock a ball through to a player, and then we'll be in on goal. We've missed that this season.
Yeah, I got a theory on that. It's either one, like you said, he had a row with Arteta, just like I'm sure Tierney has, which is why he's gone. Yeah. Which is why I think what happened with Aubameyang, which is why he's gone. And all these other players that he's gotten rid of because they were toxic in the dressing room. No, they were just challenging you, and you didn't like that. It's either that
playing right back,
or B,
Mr. Arteta.
Yeah, exactly. It's either that or B, he's under house arrest because of these claims that have been allegedly these claims that have allegedly gone on. You know what I'm saying? It might be something along those lines.
I'll tell you what, Eli, if that's the case, then the club needs to come out with a statement. We need to move on and do whatever. It's time, all this skullduggery. Because I'm looking at him on Instagram and he's having a good time. He's enjoying himself. All this skullduggery. Meat. I know you're trying to get in here, brother. Glad to have you, my man. What's your take on today's shambolic display?
Matt, just before he comes in, I'm going to have to shoot. I've got to work tomorrow. So thanks for having me on, dudes.
All right, big up, Dan.
Good to see you, my man.
Cheers.
Thanks, Matt, for having me on.
Absolutely, bro. I knew you were trying to get on earlier, my man. That's why.
Yeah. I had some streaming issues earlier, but I'm back now. So it's not just today, man. Can anybody name me 2 or 3 games in the entire Arteta's career for Arsenal where Arsenal were trailing and he made some in-game changes and Arsenal ended up winning? You cannot name 2 or 3 games in entire 4 years of his career. And we see managers making changes, 60 minutes, 65 minutes, even Klopp. The other day, Newcastle, the match was 1-1 and Klopp made a few changes at 60 minutes, made a few substitutions. There you go. Started scoring. And Mikel Arteta, people tell me that he's a tactical genius. Well, I've been waiting 4 years. His in-game management sucks. He waits till 80 minutes in every game to make any change. So what is this guy all about? Is he all about PR? Because he has manipulated the entire fan base ever since he joined the club. He hasn't done anything. It's just manipulation after manipulation. It's just that he speaks very well in the press conferences and the fans lap it up. He always, if you see his press conferences, he always says the right things. Whatever fans want to hear, he says the exact right things because the PR guys tell him you should say this, and like fans lap it up. Like, bro, we don't want you to say stuff like that. We want actions on the field, and you have underdelivered. Like, and I also question the Cronkies. Like, if you plan to spend 600, 700 million in the next 3 or 4 years, why would you give that to a novice? Like, if you want to spend 700 million, why don't you give it to like a Ancelotti or that kind of a person? Because at that time, Ancelotti went to Everton. Like, why like I don't get the thought process from Kroenke's end as well. And even now, every window he's wasting 150, 200 million. Every summer he's wasting it.
Jazz, me. You do realize that if they were to give him any more money, we're going to eclipse $1 billion. We're right at $1 billion.
Exactly. And that's my point. Like, at what point the Cronkies are saying, okay, enough is enough. We have like given him 4 years, 4.5 years, 700 million. Like, at what point does it stop? People are saying he's progressing. He finished 8th twice. Now he's finished 5th and 2nd. He was the one who took us 8th. We were 5th the season before. He was the one who took us 3 levels down to 8th, and then 8th again, and then back at 5th. And people were saying, "Oh, it's progress." No, it's not progress. We were never our 8th club. Arsenal was never an 8th club. Even the last years of Wenger or Emery, we were finishing 5th. So like, it's crazy what this guy has done. And Wenger and Emery never got backed financially, as this guy has been done. So, like, who's to say? I'm convinced if Emery was given 700 million, we would have won the league by now. We would have qualified for the Champions League at least 3 times by now. We might have even like reached a final of the Champions League by now if Emery was given 700 million. It's crazy. It's crazy what this guy is getting away with. Like, just by PR and bullshit like this, and fans are lapping it up. And I just don't get it. Like, are fans like stupid? Can't they like see? Like, why don't the fans boo in the stadiums? I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, fact.
Yeah. I think we're getting we're in the end game of Arteta and Australia going. Sorry, brother. I'm trying to get to him. We got 145 in the building. We got the chat moving. 4 people in the past. There's a lot going on. A lot of moving parts. So I'm trying to get everybody's chat as I can. While you're here, make sure you hit that like button. We're going to tarry on here for another 10 minutes or so, and we're going to turn. It's starting to get late. I know it's late over there where Jez is, and we're going to tune in and get ready to turn in just a little bit. But I had to do this. I hadn't planned on doing anything today, but I was like, Jez, I went to dinner, man. I was just sitting there with my lady, man. I was just thinking about how piss poor this game was today. And it's just, you just get tired of it. You just mentally, you get tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And it's just, after a while, something has to give. Something has to give. And hopefully, people are starting to wake up to this manager. Hopefully, people are going to see, especially if we don't make any more signings, which I hope we don't. Like I said, I hope we don't make another signing under this manager and let people see this fixed bench that everybody was clamoring. Jay, you remember it was 8 out of 10 transfer window. People were saying 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And we were saying 4 and 5 out of 10. And, and y'all are being negative. And now being proven right. Now, I hate to be proven right, but we're being proved right. So it is what it is. I'm going to go through some of these. Let's go through some of these here. Let's see what we got here. We got Deb in the building, 93% on top. Yep, baller league. Sell Nketiah and Smith Rowe. It's a shame how he did Smith Rowe. That right there, he completely ruined his career. I think he still has a chance if he gets out. He can probably salvage it, but the longer he stays here, man, the worse it's gonna be off here.
The worst thing about it is that Smith Rowe actually saved his job.
Yeah. Somebody get this Gloria Pushfonte out of the chat, please. Somebody please get her out of here. We go ahead and put the ban on her, please, mods. Just going through here, going through the chat. Yeah, that Porto game. That's another one that's coming. Like I said, that's another one. Get ready. So I think Porto's gonna line us up real good. If we could handle the Lons and PSV, so
that's looking long. That's looking long.
Yeah, this guy couldn't get past Olympiacos, Villarreal, and Sporting. So how is he gonna get past Porto?
Yeah, his European pedigree is just not good, and it never has been. And for people that always want to bring up about him, he was the captain of the club, and this and the third. Let's just be frank. He was a panic buy off the back of an 8-2 loss to Manchester United. If he was so good as a manager, and he was so vaunted and people wanted him so bad, why didn't Everton come knocking? That right, that tells you all you need to know, Jez. Everton, they come knock. They were in dire straits, and we'll go get Ancelotti instead. They go do what we did do. I'll tell you the truth. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Look here. We're going to go ahead and get ready to round off. Chat, appreciate y'all coming through. Eli, I appreciate you, brother. Where can people find you, man? Do you have a channel, my friend?
Not quite yet. I'm gonna start it up hopefully sometime soon, sometime this year. But usually you can find me in Matt's channel. You can find me in Jez's channel. I'm usually there. You can find me in Lee Gunner's channels. I'm usually in the chat somewhere lurking. You can find me on Instagram at Eli_harmonize. If you have any questions you want to ask me or anything like that, if you want to just chat it up about Arsenal or football in general, yeah, just hit me up there. I'm always open to that. Appreciate you again for having me on.
No, brother, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yasmeet, do you have a channel, brother?
No channel, just on Twitter, Jasmeet_Leo.
Okay, appreciate you, brother, coming through, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties you had earlier, man, but you're always welcome over here, my friend. Great points, great insight, my friend. And then Godfather Jazz. What's up, brother? Tell everybody. Hey, first off, what do you have coming up? Because I know you might have something coming down the pipe.
Oh man, I've got a lot coming up this week, man. Seriously.
You actually gonna have a busy week this week.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a show with Lee and Kenny, our weekly podcast. Wednesday night, I'm on with Lee and Kenny, and get some other people on as well. And Matty, it's about time you come back on my show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You haven't been on for a while. And it's good to meet you guys. You're in my chat.
Yes, sir.
You guys, you're in my chat. Nice to meet you. And
nice to meet you too, Jez.
And facts spoken. It's always good to meet the real people. And it's going to be a week to talk about certain things about the club. And I'm still bloody fuming. Seriously. And yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been a great day to work with other people today, to be fair. I've done a couple of watch-alongs with the Yeti. I did a watch-along on Tony Claude's. I don't normally do Arsenal watch-alongs because I get too engrossed and I get too passionate, and it proved it today. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it because, yeah, I went on fire. But Matty, as always, man, thanks for having me on. My channel is Arsenal, the History and More, and it's all Arsenal, all history. I do like getting other guys on to talk about football in general, upcoming games, post-match reviews, all that sort of drama. And what can I say, man? Shocking display today. Matty, thanks for having me on here tonight.
Absolutely.
And, it's always a pleasure to come on and see you.
Yes, sir. Likewise, brother. And we definitely gonna get together, man. Promise. You know my schedule. You know how my schedule goes. We'll definitely get together. I want to say thank you, everybody. This week, starting tomorrow, I want you to go out there. I want y'all to get the pulse and start looking. You're going to start noticing a change. We noticed it today. Like you said, boos at the end of the game. I've seen several people online. I've know one or two personal people that I know. They're starting to change their tunes. People who was Arteta in or start. I heard one today say, "Yeah, it's time to start questioning the manager." And the further this goes, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Porto, Watch what I tell you. And things are gonna start turning. Let me tell y'all, let me make life easier for you. There's no one signing we can make this year to save this season. There's no one signing. So get that out your head. They need to get another cent. It's time for Kroenke to close up the wallet, put it up, and we'll see what you can do. We'll see how you can really manage now. And if it means that we're out of the European places, then it is what it is. At least we know we need to restart. That's how it needs to be going forward. I'd rather just reset the whole thing and start over than to give this man another red cent.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button on your way out. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight on this impromptu edition of the Fireside Chat. I'm Matt, the Southern Gooner, and we are out. Have a great night, everybody.
And Arteta out.
Arteta out.
Out.